everybody, and welcome to DDFR. I am your host, Doomsday Ducks fan, and today we are going to report on a few Ducks games. The first game we are going to talk about is a 2-1 loss against the Vancouver Canucks. The Ducks were in the game for pretty much the entire game. They just weren't able to overcome the great defensive structure that Rick Tocchet has put in place in Vancouver this year. Vancouver is a different team from last year where they were pretty much looking at selling everything. This year they even bought. They brought in Elias Lindholm, and the Ducks still played a very good game against them. It wasn't surprising that they lost the game. However, they put up a really, really good fight. For a team that is playing as bad as the Ducks had been, they put up a good fight. 2 games in a row. They played the New Jersey Devils, and they played Luke and Jack Hughes, and then turned around and played the Vancouver Canucks and played against Quinn. They then went to Ottawa, where they won 2-1 in a very good game for Dostal. Dostal made 29 saves and was able to shut the door on the Senators. The Senators scored first, and then the Ducks had the next 2 goals, able to hold on and win the game. The Ducks then proceeded to go on a 7-game skid. In those 7 games, only scoring 7 goals. They lost 6-2 against the Dallas Stars. They then proceeded to lose 6-1 against the New York Islanders. Then 7-2 against the Chicago Blackhawks. You thought that was bad? Just wait, it gets worse. 2-0 against the Minnesota Wild. It then proceeds to get even worse. They now scored 0 goals against the Minnesota Wild. They follow that up by scoring 0 goals against the Winnipeg Jets. They were able to score 2 against St. Louis. Don't worry. 2 against St. Louis. But then scored 0 again against Minnesota. Again. Utterly ridiculous. 7 games, 7 goals, 3 shutouts. That's embarrassing. You almost got shut out more than half. You almost got shut out half the games that you played in there. That's just bad. That's just so bad. However, after those games, it looked like Zegras was nearing a return. It looked like Leo Carlsson was going to be fully healthy. And there was hope. They played Chicago again. And this time, beat them 4-0. However, it was incredibly scary to see Leo Carlsson go knee-to-knee against Vlasic of the Blackhawks. It was... Because, within the next few games, Zegras is coming back. Zegras is coming back. If it's not against Tampa, then it's going to be the game after that. Seeing Leo go down, it was incredibly scary. However, the next day at practice, Leo was practicing. Zegras was practicing. It looked like he might play against Tampa. And then they dropped the lineup for Tampa, and Zegras is still out. Leo's in, though. Leo's in, and the Ducks played a hard game against the Lightning. The Lightning were down some players, but the Ducks kept pushing and kept pushing and kept pushing and took the game to overtime. They were able to come back down 2-1, Minchikov with the game-tying goal, push it to overtime. Rough play in overtime to lose it, but the Ducks look a little hopeful. Zegras looks like he's ready to play soon. Radko Gudas looks like he might be coming back soon. McTavish is looking fine. Leo's not hurt from that knee-on-knee hit. There's hope. There's hope. The Ducks play against the Seattle Kraken tomorrow, the 26th of March. The game is at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central, and that is 10 p.m. Eastern Time. The game doesn't have a whole lot of implications. I mean, Seattle's really fighting to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. They don't really have a great shot at making the playoffs, but I mean, if any team has anything to play for, it's Seattle. The Ducks are eliminated now. During that 7-game losing streak, the Ducks were eliminated from the playoffs. They cannot make the playoffs this year. come out and play hard. Zegras might be back. They might be like the closest to completely healthy they have been the entire year. Like, people forget, Leo started the year hurt, and then Zegras was hurt, and then Jamie was hurt, and then both of them were hurt, and then Zegras came back, and then he got hurt again, and then Mason was hurt. There's been a whole lot of injuries for the Ducks. They might be healthy against Seattle. Let's see what a healthy Ducks team can do. Alright, that is it for this one. Thank you all so much for showing up and watching. I appreciate everybody who watches the DDFRs. Hit that like button if you like what you saw. Hit that subscribe button if you really like it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.